So, I did a presentation about journalism in Spain. So, my major is sports journalism, but it was kind of difficult to find sports journalism in Spain as a 4-year course, kind of like it is at Cronkite. So instead, I looked at kind of journalism a whole, and then I kind of looked at the how journalism and sports journalism were kind of combined and how different it was in Spain. So the first university that I chose was University of Carlos La Mancha. I don't really know, there's 4 campuses there. It's kind of in the heart of Spain. The Suencia campus is where the journalism courses are offered. And this specific university, kind of like the other ones in Spain, do offer different languages, so you don't have to it doesn't have to be Spanish or just English. It can be a couple different ones. And this was at university as a whole was established in 1982, which is actually pretty recent when you think about the universities around the world and how old they are. So the journalism course at UCLM is a 4-year undergrad course, and basically all the classes are heavy journalism based with communication courses, not a lot of the math and sciences and Englishes. It's very heavy in journalism, history, and whatnot. And I'll show you an example of that in a second. And each class is worth 6 ESTS credits, which is basically just 6 credit per course. It's kind of like 3 credits is like the main one here at ASU. It's basically the standard there as well. And there's 1 internship required for the journalism course at UCLM. And here's kind of what the course looks like. I took a screenshot directly off their website. As you can see, there's like world history, there's media literacy, journalism theory, there's some law involved for communication, economics, but even if you go further into the other semesters, it is heavy journalism. And you touch on about everything, including sports journalism. There's a course on that you have to take, but it touches about on everything up to old history of journalism to the new age journalism, social media, and whatnot. So the next university I chose was Universidad de Navarra. Founded in October of 1952, is one of the older ones that I found on here. It's located in Pamplona, Spain. It's actually kind of northeast of Madrid. It's kind of close to the border of Spain. There's roughly 12,000 people enrolled, not a whole lot for university. So it's another 4-year undergrad course, and it's 240 ECTS credits. So you need 240 credits as a total. That's kind of standard for 4 years. It includes some practical classes for journalism. So basically, it's less the core class is just like the other one. It's very journalism heavy. Although I couldn't find the classes that specifically would go with this, I was able to look on their website, and they very bluntly said that they try to do classes that go towards journalism and stay away from the rest of the core classes. And students practice in the press, radio, or television. They basically get to pick, but you practice in all of them, and you kind of stay within that one throughout your. Once you get past your first couple of years, you kind of pick the one you want. And one of the interesting things is at the communication facility there, they have some great facilities. You got 9 rooms for development and analysis, 17 classrooms for teaching, 5 radio studios, 3 editing rooms, 6 audiovisual editing rooms, plus a performance control room, 2 television sets, 2 of them, multimedia lab, which is basically having to do with media and kind of like designing stuff and all that, and then 2 auditoriums, which has a big computer lab type thing, and then the media library that stores 2,500 titles of movies, which I thought was very interesting. So this facility is full of some of the state-of-the-art technologies, I guess, you would find in a communication facility. And then what I wanted to bounce off of all those 2 universities off of journalism is a couple others that do sports journalism in Spain. It's very different. So at the Escuela Universitaria Real Madrid actually has, which I thought was extremely fascinating, is they have their own sports communications / journalism program. In fact, they do sports health and law, management and law as the other two kind of courses you can take there. Now, it's more of a program. It's not necessarily a full-on 4 years. It's a 1 year, October to July course. It's not for degree. It's for training, really. And they train students to work in sports radio, digital journalism, social media, and television. And they work with the Real Madrid Football Club, and they perform their works. Basically, they're on television or whatever, social media, with Real Madrid, and they get to use the club's facilities, and they get to spend time with the players. And this is really in depth on how you can become a sports journalist. This is some great training, and they claim on their website 85% of their students do internships at the Real Madrid Football Club for the communication department. So a lot of people do internships, and it's actually really probably one of the best ways to get into sports journalism in Spain, is be able to do this, because Spain and a lot of Europe is into football. It's their biggest sport. It's actually the biggest sport around the world, but it is a great way to get started and really dive in. And they actually have courses you can take while you're in this program. It's not just, hey, I'm going to go interview this guy. Hey, I'm going to go to the game. It's like real courses. You're just not, it's more of a graduate school type thing. And that's with the next university, which is Pompeu Fabra, Barcelona, and it was founded in 1990. They have about 17,000 students, and it has a state-of-the-art journalism and communication services program. And the sports journalism is offered as a graduate course. So really, after you get your journalism degree, you were able to do this, and it takes place from October to June. It's a full year course, 60 ECTS credits, kind of just like the Real Madrid one. And this course really goes into depth about sports journalism and the environment around them, so even more than the Real Madrid one. And they work with Media Pro, which is a company. It is a company that does sporting events and broadcasting. I guess it's the leading company there, and I think it's actually a worldwide thing, but that's according to the website. And the classes are held in TV sets, radio booths, control rooms. I mean, you are in there on their communication campus and really diving deep in there. And when it comes to the grading systems, this is what the most fascinating thing that I saw is how kind of similar yet different it is from our grading system. And I found this pretty standard. There's one of the universities I couldn't really find what it was really, because I think it was different for journalism, but couldn't find it anyways. So this is kind of the standard they use on the ESTS or ECTS grading system. So basically, you score excellent 9 to 10 is an A, 8.99 to a 7 is a B, 6.99 to 5 is a C, D, E, and it's different after you get to D because you're still passing at a D and an E. They just have it structured differently. I guess in Europe or in Spain than they do here, where a D would be basically failing, and in E we don't have, and in FX we don't have, or in F. So it kind of looks like it takes a lot for you to be able to fail these courses, but basically you got to get between an A and an E to be able just to pass the course and be able to move on through the university. So I find it very intriguing. They kind of see the differences between even the United States and Spain and how they kind of do their schooling, but not only that, but how different the sports journalism is compared to what I'm doing as a 4-year course compared to what they do in a 1-year course, or even the journalism 4-year course, and how they are deeply into journalism. They don't really care as much about the core classes as we care a little bit more about the core classes, do a little bit more core classes. So I find it very intriguing. So that is my presentation on journalism in Spain. Thank you.